A Cradle Song by William Blake. Sweet dreams form a shade on my lovely infant's head. Sweet dreams of pleasant streams by happy silent moony beams. Sweet sleep of soft down, weave thy brows and infant crown. Sweet sleep, angel mild, hover o'er my happy child. Sweet smiles in the night, hover o'er my delight. Sweet smiles, mother smiles, all the livelong night beguiles. Sweet moans, dove-like sighs, chase not slumber from their eyes. Sweet moans, sweeter smiles, all the dove-like moans beguiles. Sleep, sleep, happy child, all creation slept and smiled. Sleep, sleep, happy sleep, while o'er thee thy mother weep. Sweet babe in thy face, holy image I can trace. Sweet babe once like we, the Maker lay and wept for me. Wept for me, for he, for all, when he was an infant small. Thou whose image ever see, heavenly face that smiles on thee, on me, on all, who became an infant small. Infant smiles are his own smiles, heaven, earth to peace beguiles. A Divine Image by William Blake. Cruelty has a human heart, and jealousy a human face. Tear the human form divine, and secrecy the human dress. The human dress is forged iron, the human form a fire forge. The human face a furnace sealed, human heart its hungry gog. A Dream by William Blake. Once a dream that waved a shade over my angel-guarded bed, but an emmet lost its way where on grisly fort I lay. Troubled, wilder and forlorn, dark, benighted, travel-worn, over many a tangled spray, all-hard brook, I heard her say, "O my children, do they cry? Do they hear their father's sigh? Nor they look abroad to see, nor return and weep for me?" Pitying I dropped a tear, but I saw a glow warm near, who replied, "What a wailing, wide, coarse watchman of a night! I am set to lie the ground while the beetle goes his round. Follow now the beetle's hum, little wanderer, hie thee home." A Little Boy Lost by William Blake. Naught loves another as itself, nor venerates another so, nor is it possible to thought a greater than itself to know. And father, how can I love you, or any of my brothers more? I love you like the little bird that picks up crumbs around the door. The priest sat by and heard the chide, and trembling zeal he seized his hair. He led him by his little coat, and all admired the priestly care. And standing on the altar high, "Lo, what a fiend is he," said he, "one who sets reason up for judge of our most holy mystery." The weeping child could not be hurt, the weeping parents wept in vain. They stripped him to his little shirt, and bound him in an iron chain, and burned him in a holy place where many had been burned before. The weeping parents wept in vain. Has such thing done on Albion shore? A Little Girl Lost by William Blake. Children of a future age, reading this indignant page, know that in a former time, love, sweet love, was thought a crime. In the age of gold, free from winter's cold, youth and maiden bride to the holy light, naked in the sunny beams delight. Once a youthful pair, filled with softest care, met in garden bright where the holy light had just removed the curtains of a night. When in a rising day on the grass they play, parents were far, strangers come not near, and the maiden soon forgot her fear. Tired with kisses sweet, they agreed to meet, when the silent sleep waves over heaven's deep, and very tired wanderers weep. To her father white came the maiden bride, but his loving look, like the holy book, all her tender limbs with terror shock. One, pale and weak, to their father speak, over trembling fear, over dismal care which shakes the blossoms of my hoary hair. A Poison Tree by William Blake. I was angry with my friend, I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fierce, night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright, and my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, and the night had wheeled the pole. In the morning, glad, I see my foe outstretched beneath a tree. A Song by William Blake. Sweet dreams from a shade o'er my lovely infant's head. Sweet dreams of pleasant streams by happy, silent, moony beams. Sweet sleep with soft down weave thy brows and infant crown. Sweet sleep, angel mild, hover o'er my happy child. Sweet smiles in the night, hover o'er my delight. Sweet smiles, mother smile, all the livelong night beguile. Sweet moans, dove-like sighs, chase not slumber from thine eyes. Sweet moans, sweeter smile, all the dove-like moans beguile. Sleep, sleep, happy child, all creation slept and smiled. Sleep, sleep, happy sleep, while our wee dove mother weep. Sweet babe, in thy face holy image I can trace. Sweet babe, once like we, why Maker lay and wept for me? Wept for me, for we, for all, when he was an infant small. Those image ever see, heavenly face that smiles on we. Smiles on we, on me, on all, who became an infant small. Infant smiles are his own smiles, heaven and earth to peace beguiles. A War Song to Englishmen by William Blake. Prepare, prepare the iron helm of war, bring forth the lots, cast in the spacious orb. The angel of fate turns them with mighty hands, and casts them out upon the darkened earth. Prepare, prepare. Prepare your hearts for death's cold hand, prepare your souls for flight, your bodies for the earth. Prepare your arms for glorious victory, prepare your eyes to meet the holy God. Prepare, prepare. Whose fatal scroll is wet, methinks 'tis mine. Why sinks my heart, why faltereth my tongue? Had I 3 lives, I'd die in such a cause, and rise with ghosts over the well-fought field. Prepare, prepare. The arrows of Almighty God are drawn, angels of death stand in the lowering heavens. Thousands of souls must seek the realms of light, and walk together on the clouds of heaven. Prepare, prepare. Soldiers, prepare, our cause is heaven's cause. Soldiers, prepare, be worthy of our cause. Prepare to meet our fathers in the sky. Prepare, our troops that are to fall today. Prepare, prepare. Alfred shall smile and make his heart rejoice. The Norman William and the learned clerk, and Lionheart and black-browed Edward, with his loyal queen, shall rise and welcome us. Prepare, prepare. Our Sunflower by William Blake. A sunflower, weary of time, who counters the steps of a sun, seeking after its sweet golden clime, where the traveller's journey is done. Where the youth pinned away with desire, and the pale virgin shrouded in snow, arise from their graves and aspire where my sunflower wishes to go. America by William Blake. A shadowy daughter of Orphona stood before Red Orc, and 14 suns had faintly journeyed o'er his darker doe. His foot she brought in iron baskets, his drinking cups of iron. Crowned with a helmet and dark hair the nameless female stood, a quiver with its burning stars, a bow like that of night. Then Pensilis is shot from heaven, now the arms she need. Invulnerable though naked, save her clothes roll round her loins the awful folds in the dark air. Silent she stood as night, for never from her iron tongue could voice or sound arise, but dumb till the dread day when Orc essayed his fierce embrace. Dark virgin, said the hairy youth, thy father stern, abhorred, rivets my tenfold chains, while still on high my spirit soars. Sometimes an eagle screaming in the sky, sometimes a lion stalking upon the mountains, and sometimes a whale, alash the raging fathomless abyss. And a serpent folding round the pillars of Orphona, and round thy dark limbs on the Canadian wilds I fold. Feeble my spirit floats, for chained beneath I rend these caverns, and thou bringest forth the whole my joy, and my red eyes seek to behold thy face. In vain these clouds roll to and fro, and hide thee from my sight. Silent as despairing love, and strong as jealousy, the hairy shoulders rend the links, free are the wrists of fire, round the terrific loins he seized the panting, struggling womb. Adjoyed, she put aside the clouds and smiled her thirst-born smile, as when a black cloud shews its lightnings to the silent deep. Soon as she saw the terrible boy, then burst the virgin cry, I know thee, I have found thee, and I will not let thee go. Thou art the image of God who dwells in darkness of Africa, and thou art fallen to give me life in regions of dark death. On my American plains I feel the struggling affections, endured by roots that writhe their arms into the never deep. I see a serpent in Canada who calls me to his love, and Mexico an eagle and a lion in Peru. I see a whale in the South Sea drinking my soul away. Oh, what lime-rendering pains I feel, the fire and my frost, mingled in howling pains, and fowls by the lightnings rent. This is eternal death, and this the torment long foretold. An Imitation of Spenser by William Blake. Golden Apollo, wet through heaven wide, scatters the rays of light and truth's beams. In loosened words my darkling verses died, and wash my earthy mind in thy clear streams. With wisdom may descend in thy dreams, all while the jocose hours in thy trains scatter their fancies at the poet's feet. And when thou yields to-night thy wide domain, let rays of truth enlight his sleeping brain. For brutish pen in vain might thee essay the thinking sounds to dash thy nervous verse, sound without sense, yet in his root affray. For ignorance is folly's leasing nurse, for ignorance is folly's leasing nurse, and love of folly needs none other's curse. Meet as the praise half gained of lengthened years, for which himself might deem him ne'er worse, to sit in council with his modern peers, and judge of tinkling rhymes and elegant stirs. And thou, Mercurius, as of the winged brow, dost mount aloft into the yielding sky, and through heaven's halls thy airy flight dost throw, entering with holy feet to where on high Jove waits the council of futurity. When laden with eternal fate, dost go down like a falling star from autumn's sky, and over the surface of a silent deep dost fly. And thou arrivest at the sandy shore, where naught but envious hissing adders dwell, thy golden rod, thrown on the thousand dusty floor, can charm to harmony with potent spell. Such a sweet eloquence that does dispel envy and hatred first for human gore, and cause in sweet society to dwell, while savage minds that lurk on lonely cell. A Mercury assist my labouring sense, and round the circle of the world would fly, as the winged eagle scorns the toy fence of Alpine hills round his high array, and searches for the corners of the sky, sports in the clouds to hear the thunder sound, and see the winged lightnings as they fly, then bosom in an ember cloud, around plumps his white wings, and seek Sol's palace high. And thou, O warrior, made invincible, armed with the terrors of almighty Jove, Pallas, Minerva, maiden terrible, loves thou to walk the peaceful solemn grove in solemn gloom of branches interwove. Or beest the eggs of a burning field, where like the sea the waves of battle move? Or have thy soft piteous eyes beheld the very wanderer through the desert rove? Or does afflicted man the heavenly bosom move? And did was feet in ancient time, by William Blake. And it was feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountains green, and was the holy lamp of God on England's pleasant pasture seen, and did the countenance divine shine forth upon our clouded hills, and was Jerusalem builded here among these dark satanic mills? Bring me my bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire, bring me my spear, or clothes unfold, bring me my chariot of fire. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land.
Day by William Blake. The sun rises in the east, clothed in robes of blood and gold, swords and spears and wrath increased, all around his bosom ruled, crowned with warlike fires and raging desires. Earth's answer by William Blake. Earth raised up her head over darkness dread and dear, her light flat, stony, dread, and her looks covered with great despair. Prison on watery shore, stare jealous those keep my den, cold and horror, weeping over her here the father of the innocent man. Selfish father of man, cruel, jealous, selfish fear, can delight, chained in night, the virgins of youth and morning beer. Does the spirit hide its joy when buds and blossoms grow? Does the sour, sow by night, overblown in darkness block? Break this heavy chain, but does freeze my bones alone? Selfish, vain, eternal bane, but free love my bondage bound.
England, awake, 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 by William Blake. England, awake, 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 Jerusalem, thy sister calls. Where wilt thou sleep the sleep of death, and closer from the ancient walls? Thy hills and valleys felt by feet, gentle upon their bosoms move. Thy gates beheld sweet Zion's ways, when was the time of joy and love. And now the time returns again, our souls exult, and London's tower receive the lamp of God to dwell, in England's green and pleasant bowers.
Eternity by William Blake. He who binds to himself a joy does a winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise.
Hear the voice by William Blake. Hear the voice of a bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked among the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the stale pole, and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise from out the dewy grass. Night is worn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, why wilt thou turn away? The starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee till the break of day. Holy Thursday by William Blake. Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land, babes reduced to misery, fed with cold in usurer's hand? Is the trembling cry a song? Can it be a song of joy? And so many children poor? It is a land of poverty. And the sun does never shine, and the fields are bleak, bare, the ways are filled with thorns, it is eternal winter there. For wherever the sun does shine, wherever the rain does fall, babe can never hunger bear, nor poverty the mind appall.
I heard an angel by William Blake. I heard an angel singing when the day was springing. Mercy, pity, peace, as a word release. Was he sang all day over the new mown hay, till the sun went down and hay looked brown. I heard the devil curse over the heath and the furze. Mercy could be no more if there was nobody poor, and pit no more could be if all were as happy as we. Ere the screws the sun went down, and the heavens gave the throne. Down poured the heavy rain over the new reaped grain, and misery's increase is mercy, pity, peace.
I rose up at the dawn of day, by William Blake. I rose up at the dawn of day. Get we away, get we away. Praised for our riches, away, away. This is the throne of Mammon Grey, said I. This, sure, is very odd. I took it to be the throne of God. For everything besides I have, it is only for riches that I can crave. I have mental joy and mental health, and mental friends and mental wealth. I have a wife I love, and that loves me. I have all but riches bodily. I am in God's presence night and day, and he never turns his face away. The accuser of sins by my side doth stand, and he holds my money back in his hand. For my worldly things God makes him pay, and he'd pay for more, if to him I would pray. And so you may do the worst you can do. Be assured, Mr. Devil, I won't pray for you. When if for riches I must not pray, God knows a little of prayers needs say. So as a church is known by its steeple, if I pray it must be for other people. He says, if I do not worship him for a god, I shall eat coarser's food and go worse short. So as I don't value such things as these, you must do, Mr. Devil, just as God please. I saw a chapel by William Blake. I saw a chapel all of gold, but none that dared to enter in, and many weeping stood without, weeping, mourning, worshipping. I saw a serpent rise between the white pillars of a door, and he forced and forced and forced down the golden hinges tall. And all along the pavement sweet is set with pearls and rubies bright, all his slimy length he drew till upon the altar white, vomiting his poison out on the bread and on the wine. So I turned into a sty and laid me down among the swine. I see the fourfold man by William Blake. I see the fourfold man, the humanity in deadly sleep, and its fallen emanation, the spectre and its cruel shadow. I see the past, present, and future existing all at once before me. O divine spirit, sustain me on thy wing, that I may awake Algernon from his long and cold repose. For Bacon, Newton, shoot and dismal steel, the terror sang like iron scourge over Albion, reasoning like vast serpents enfold around my limbs, bruising my minute articulations. I turn my eyes to the schools and universities of Europe, and there behold the loom of Locke, whose woof rages dire, washed by the water wheels of Newton. Black the cloth and heavy revs fold o'er every nation. Cool works of many wheels I view, wheel without wheel, with cocks tyrannic moving by compulsion each other, not as woes in Eden, which wheel within wheel, and freedom of wealth and harmony and peace. If it is true what the prophets write, by William Blake. If it is true what the prophets write, that the heathen gods are all stocks and stones, shall we, for the sake of being polite, fatten with the juice of our narrow bones? And if Bezalel and Ethel rule, at the finger of God pointed to their view, shall we suffer the Roman and Grecian wrath to compel us to worship them as gods? We stole them from the temple of the Lord, and worshipped them that they might make inspired art abhorred. The wood and stone were called the holy things, and the sublime intent given to their kings, or the atonements of Jehovah spurned. Criminals to sacrifices turned. Infant Joy by William Blake. I have no name, I am but 2 days old. What shall I call thee? I happy am, joy is my name, sweet joy befall thee. Pretty joy, sweet joy, but 2 days old, sweet joy, I call thee. Thou dost smile, I sing the while, sweet joy befall thee. Infant Sorrow by William Blake. My mother groaned, my father wept, into the dangerous world I leapt. Helpless, naked, piping loud, like a fiend hid in a cloud. Struggling in my father's hands, striving against my swelling bands. Bound and weary, I thought best to sulk upon my mother's breast. Laughing Song by William Blake. When the green woods laugh with the voice of joy, and the dimpling stream runs laughing by, and the air does laugh of our merry wit, and the green hill laughs with the noise of it, and the meadows laugh with lively green, and grasshopper laughs and the merry scene, the Mary and Susan and Emily with a sweet round mouth sings ha ha ha, and the painted birds laugh in the shade, where our table with cherries and nuts is spread. Come live and be merry and join with me to sing a sweet chorus of ha ha ha.
London by William Blake. I wander through each shattered street, near where the shattered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every band, the mind forget manacles I hear. of a chimney sweeper's cry, every blackened church appals, and the hapless soldier's sight runs in blood down palace wards. But most from midnight streets I hear of a youthful harlot's curse, blasts the newborn infant's tear, and blight with plagues a marriage hearse. Love and Harmony by William Blake. Love and harmony combine, and round our souls entwine, while the branches mix with mine, and our roots together join. Joys upon our branches sit, chirping aloud and singing sweet, like gentle streams beneath our feet, innocence and virtue meet. Our golden fruit does bear, I am glad and flowers fair, with sweet bonds perfume the air, and the turtle will bide where she sits and feeds her young. Sweet her mournful song, and the lovely leaves mourn, where's love I hear the tongue. Where his charming nest doth lay, where he sleeps the night away, where he sports along the day, and doth among our branches play. Love's Secret by William Blake. Never seek to tell the love, love that never told can be, for the gentle wind does move, silently, invisibly. I told my love, I told my love, I told her all my heart, trembling, cold, and ghastly fierce, she did depart. Soon as she was gone from me, a traveller came by, silently, visibly, he took her with a sigh. Mad Song by William Blake. The wild winds weep, and the night is a cold. Come hither, sleep, and my griefs enfold. But lo, the morning peeps o'er the eastern steps, and rusting birds of dawn the earth to scorn. Low to the vault of paved heaven, with sore fraud my notes are driven. They strike the ear of night, and weep the eyes of day. They make it mad the roaring winds, and with tempest play. Like a fiend in a cloud with howling woe, after night I do crowd, and with night will go. I turn my back to the east, from whence comforts have increased, for light doth seize my brain with frantic pain. My Pretty Rose Tree by William Blake. A flower was offered to me, such a flower as May never bore. But I said, I've a pretty rose tree, and I passed the sweet flower over. When I went to my pretty rose tree, to tend her by day and by night, but my rose turned away with jealousy, and her thrones were my only delight. My Spectre Around Me by William Blake. My spectre around me, night and day, like a wild beast guards my way. My emanation, far within, weeps incessantly for my sin. A foe formless and boundless deep, where we wander, where we reap, on the hungry graving wind, my spectre follows we behind. He scans the footsteps in the snow, wheresoever thou dost go, through the wintry hail and rain, when wilt thou return again. Dost thou not in pride and scorn fill with tempest all my morn, and with jealousy and fears fill my pleasant nights with tears? 7 of my sweet love's thy knife has bereft of their life. Their marble tombs I build with tears and with cold and shuddering fears. 7 more loves weep night and day round the tombs where my loves lay, and 7 more loves attend each night around my couch with torches bright. And 7 more loves in my bed crown with wine my mournful head, pitying and forgiving all their transgressions, great and small. Never seek to tell thy love by William Blake. Never seek to tell thy love, love that never told can be, for the gentle wind does move silently, invisibly. I told my love, I told my love, I told her all my heart, trembling, cold, and unjustly fierce, she doth depart. Soon as she was gone from me, a traveller came by, silently, invisibly, was no deny.
Night by William Blake. The sun descending in the west, the evening star does shine. The birds are silent in their nest, and I must seek for mine. The moon, like a flower in heaven's high bower, a silent delight, sits and smiles on the night. Farewell, green fields and happy groves, where flocks have took delight, where lambs have nibbled, silent moves the feet of angels bright. Unseen they pour blessing and joy without ceasing, in each bud and blossom and each sleeping bosom. They look on every thoughtless nest, the birds are covered warm. They visit caves of every beast, to keep them all from harm. If they see any weeping, that should have been sleeping, they pour sleep on their head, and sit down by their bed. When wolves and tigers howl for prey, they retiring stand and weep, seeking to drive their thirst away, and keep them from the sheep. But if they are streetful, the angels, most heedful, receive each mild spirit new worlds to inherit. And where the lion's ruddy eyes shall flow with tears of gold, betying the tender cries, and walking round the fold, saying, wrath by his meekness, and by his health, sickness is driven away from our immortal day. And now beside thee, bleating lamb, I can lie down and sleep, or think on him who bore my name, grace after thee and weep. For washing in life's river, my bright mane forever shall shine like the gold as I guard o'er the fold. No art has lost its mental charms, by William Blake. No art has lost its mental charms, France shall subdue the world in arms. So spoke an angel at my birth. They said, this scan for upon earth renew the arts on Britain's shore, and France shall fall down in their door. With works of art their armies meet, and war shall sink beneath their feet. But if thy nation arts refuse, and if they scorn the immortal muse, France shall the arts of peace restore, and save you from the ungrateful shore. Spirit who loves Britannia's isle, round with the fiends of commerce smile. On Another's Sorrow, by William Blake. Can I see another's woe and not be in sorrow too? Can I see another's grief and not seek for kind relief? Can I see a falling tear and not feel my sorrow's share? Can a father see his child weep, nor be with sorrow filled? Can a mother sit and hear an infant groan in infant fear? No, no, never can it be, never, never can it be. And can he who smiles on all hear the wren with sorrow small, hear the small bird's grief and care, hear the woes that infants bear, and not sit beside the next, pouring pity in their breast, and not sit the cradle near, weeping tear on infant's tear, and not sit both night and day, wiping all our tears away? Oh no, never can it be, never, never can it be. He doth give his joy to all, he becomes an infant small, he becomes a man of woe, he doth feel the sorrow too. Think not woe canst sigh a sigh, and thy Maker is not by. Think not woe canst weep a tear, and thy Maker is not here. Oh, he gives to us his joy, that our grief he may destroy. Till our grief is fled and gone, he doth sit by us and moan. Several questions answered, by William Blake. What is it man and woman do require? The lineaments of gratified desire. What is it woman do in man require? The lineaments of gratified desire. The look of love alarms, because 'tis filled with fire, but the look of soft deceit shall win the lovers higher. Soft deceit and idleness, these are beauty's sweetest dress. He who binds to himself a joy, doth the winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flies, lives in eternity's sunrise.
Silent, Silent Night, by William Blake. Silent, silent night, quench the holy light of the talker's bride. For possessed of day, thousand spirits stray, with sweet joys betray. Why should joys be sweet, used with dursed, no soul's meat? But an honest joy does itself destroy, for harlot coy.
Sleep, sleep, beauty bright, by William Blake. Sleep, sleep, beauty bright, dreaming of the joys of night. Sleep, sleep, in thy sleep, little sorrows sit and weep. Sweet babe, in thy face soft desires I can trace, secret joys and secret smiles, little pretty infant wiles. As thy softest limbs I feel smiles as of a morning steel, over thy cheek and over thy breast, where thy little heart does rest. How thy cunning wiles that creep in thy little heart asleep, and thy little heart does wake when the dreadful lightnings break, from thy cheek and from the eye of the youthful harvest nigh. Infant wiles and infant smiles, heaven and earth of peace beguiles. Spring, by William Blake. Sound a flute, now it's mute. Birds delight, day and night, nightingale in the dale, lark and sky, merrily, merrily, merrily to welcome in the year. Little boy, full of joy, little girl, sweet and small, so do you, merry voice, infant noise, merrily, merrily to welcome in the year. Little lamb, here I am, come and lick my white neck. Let me pull your soft wool, let me kiss your soft face, merrily, merrily to welcome in the year.
The Angel, by William Blake. I dreamed a dream, what can it mean? But I was a maiden queen, guarded by an angel mild, witless woe was never beguiled. And I wept both night and day, and he wept my tears away. And I wept both day and night, and hid from him my heart's delight. So he took his wings and fleet, and the morn blushed rosy red, and dried my tears and armed my fears with 10,000 shields and spears. Soon my angel come again. I was armed, he came in vain, for the time of youth was fled, and grey hairs were on my head. The Birds, by William Blake. He, where thou dwellst in what grove, tell me fair one, tell me love, where thou the charming nest dost build, our pride of every field. She, yonder stands a lonely tree, where I live and mourn for thee. Morning brings my silent tear, and evening winds my sorrow bear. He, over summer's harmony, have lived and mourned for thee. Each day I mourn along the wood, and night have heard my sorrows loud. she, dost thou truly long for me, and am I thus sweet to thee? So now is it an end, O my lover and my friend. He, come, on wings of joy we'll fly, to where my bower hangs on high. Come and make the calm retreat, among green leaves and blossoms sweet.
The Blossom by William Blake. Mary, Mary Sparrow, under leaves so green a happy blossom seized you, swift as arrow, seek your cradle narrow, near my bosom. Pretty, pretty robin, under leaves so green a happy blossom hears you sobbing, sobbing, pretty, pretty robin, near my bosom. The Chimney Sweeper by William Blake. A little black thing among the snow, crying, weep, weep, and notes of woe. Where are the father and mother, say? They are both gone up to the church to pray. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow. They clothed me in the clothes of death, and taught me to sing the notes of woe. Because I am happy and dance and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and His priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. The Echoing Green by William Blake. The sun does arise, and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bells' cheerful sound, although sport shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all, girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Till the little ones, where no more can be merry, the sun dust is kent, and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. The Fly by William Blake. Little fly, by summer's play, my thoughtless hand has brushed away. Am not I a fly like thee, or art not thou a man like me? For I dance and drink and sing, till some blind hand shall brush my wing. A thought is life and strength and breath, and the want of thought is death. Then am I a happy fly, if I live or if I die. The Garden of Love by William Blake. I laid me down upon a bank where love lay sleeping. I heard among the rushes dank, weeping, weeping. Then I went to the heath and the wild, to the thistles and thrones of the waste, and they told me how they were beguiled, driven out and compelled to the chase. I went to the Garden of Love, and saw what I never had seen. A chapel was built in the midst where I used to play on the green, and the gates of this chapel were shut, and thou shalt not writ over the door. So I turned to the Garden of Love that so many sweet flowers bore, and I saw it was filled with graves and tombstones where flowers should be, and priests in black gowns were walking their rounds, and binding with briars my joys and desires. The Grey Monk by William Blake. I die, the mother said. My children die for lack of bread. What more has the merciless tyrant said? The monk sat down on the stony bed. The blood red ran from the grey monk's side. His hands and feet were wounded white. His body bent, his arms and knees like to the roots of ancient trees. His eye was dry, no tear could flow. A hollow groaned first spoke his woe. He trembled and shuddered upon the bed. At length with a feeble cry he said, When God commanded this hand to write in the studious hours of deep midnight, He told me the writing I wrote should prove the bane of all that on earth I loved. My brother starved between two walls, his children cry my soul appalls. I mocked at the rack and grinding chain, my bent body mocks the torturing pain. My father drew his sword in the north, with his thousands strong he marched forth. My brother has armed himself in steel, we avenge the wrongs thy children feel. But vain the sword and vain the bow, they never can work war's overthrow. The hermit's prayer and the widow's tear alone can free the world from fear. For a tear is an intellectual thing, and the sigh is the sword of an angel king, and the bitter groan of the martyr's woe is an arrow from the Almighty's bow. The hand of vengeance found the bed to which the purple tyrant fled. The iron hand crushed the tyrant's head and became a tyrant in his stead. The Invocation by William Blake. Daughters of Beulah, muses who inspire the poet's song, record the journey of immortal Milton through your realms of terror and mild moony lustre, and soft sexual delusions of a riot beauty, to delight the wanderer and repose his burning thirst and freezing hunger. Come into my hand, for your mild poet is scanning down the nerves of my right arm from off the portals of my brain, where by your ministry the eternal great humanity divine planted his paradise, and in it caused the spectres of the dead to take sweet form and likeness of himself. And also the false tongue vegetated beneath your land of shadows, of its sacrifices and its offerings, even till Jesus, the image of the invisible God, became its prey. a curse, an offering, and an atonement for death eternal in the heavens of Albion, and before the gates of Jerusalem's emanation, and the heavens benevola. The lamp, by William Blake. Little lamp, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life, and bid thee feed by the stream and over the mead? Gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing, woolly, bright? Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice? Little lamp, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee, little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by the name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild, he became a little child. I a child, and thou a lamb, we are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee, little lamb, God bless thee.
The Land of Dreams by William Blake. Awake, awake, my little boy, awakest the mother's only joy. Why dost thou weep in the gentle sleep? Awake, thy father does thee keep. Oh, what land is the land of dreams? What are its mountains and what are its streams? Oh, father, I saw my mother where, among the lilies by waters fair, among the lambs clothed in white, she walked with a Thomas in sweet delight. I wept for joy like a dove I mourn. Oh, when shall I again return? Dear child, I also by pleasant streams have wandered all night in the land of dreams. But though calm and warm the waters wide, I could not get to the other side. Father, oh father, what do we hear in this land of unbelief and fear? The land of dreams is better far above the light of the morning star.
The Lily, by William Blake. The modest rose puts forth a fawn, the humble sheep a threatening horn, while the lily white shall in love delight, nor fawn nor thread stain a beauty bright. The Little Boy Found, by William Blake. The little boy lost in the lonely fen, led by the wandering light, began to cry, but God, ever nigh, appeared like his father in white. He kissed the child, and by the hand led, and to his mother brought, one saw pale, through the lonely dale, the little boy weeping sought. The Little Boy Lost, by William Blake. Father, father, where are you going? Oh, do not walk so fast. Speak, father, speak to your little boy, or else I shall be lost. The night was dark, no father was there, the child was wet with dew, the mire was deep, and the child did weep, and away the poor flew. The Little Girl Found, by William Blake. All the night in woe Lucia's parents go, over valleys deep, while the deserts weep. Tired and woe-begone, hoarse with making moan, arm in arm 7 days I trek the desert ways. 7 nights we sleep among shadows deep, and dream they see their child starved in desert wild. Pale through pathless ways the fancied images trace, famished, weeping, weak, with hollow but higher shriek. Rising from unrest, the trembling woman pressed, her feet of very woe, she could no further go. In his arms she bore, her arm with sore, till before the way a couching lion lay. Turning back was vain, soon his heavy mane bore them to the ground, and he stalked around, smelling to his prey with the fierce delay, and he licked their hands, and silent by them stands. The look upon his eyes, filled with deep surprise, and wondering behold, a spirit armed in gold. On his head a crown, on his shoulders down, flowed his golden hair, gone was all their care. Follow me, he said, weep not for the maid, the palace deep, Lucia lies asleep. And they followed, where the vision led, and saw their sleeping child among tigers wild. To this day they dwell in a lonely dale, nor fear the wolfish howl, nor the lion's growl. The Little Girl Lost, by William Blake. In futurity a prophecy see, that the earth from sleep, grave a sentence deep, shall arise and seek for a maker meek, and the desert wild became a garden mild. In the southern clime, where the summer's prime never fades away, lovely Lucia lay. 7 summers old, lovely Lucia told, she had wandered long, hearing wild birds' song. Sweet sleep came to me underneath this tree, do father, mother weep, where can Lucia sleep? Lost in desert wild is your little child, how can Lucia sleep if her mother weep? The heart does ache when let Lucia wake, if her mother sleep, Lucia shall not weep. Frowning, frowning night of this desert bright, let the moon arise while I close my eyes. Sleeping Lucia lay, while the beasts of prey, calm from caverns deep, viewed the maid asleep. The kingly lion stood, and the virgin viewed, then he gambolled around our hollowed ground. Leopards, tigers play around her as she lay, while the lion old bowed his mane of gold. And her bosom blick, and upon her neck, from his eyes of flame, ruby tears there came. where the lioness loosed her slender dress, and naked they conveyed to caves the sleeping May. The New Jerusalem, by William Blake. Did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountains green, and was the holy lamp of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? Did the countenance divine shine forth upon our clouded hills, and was Jerusalem builded here among these dark satanic mills? Bring me my bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire, bring me my spear, or clothes unfold, bring me my chariot of fire. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. The Schoolboy, by William Blake. I love to rise in the summer morn, when the birds sing on every tree. A distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! To go to school on a summer morn outdrives all joy away, and a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, when the times are dropping sit, and spend many an anxious hour, when my book can I take delight, and sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child in fierce annoy but drop his tender wing, and forgot his youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of a joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer's fruits appear? How shall we gather what griefs destroy, or bless the mellowing year, and the blasts of winter appear?
The Shepherd, by William Blake. How sweet is the shepherd's sweet lot! From the morn to the evening he stays. He shall follow his sheep all the day, and his tongue shall be filled with praise. For he hears the lamb's innocent call, and he hears the ew's tender reply. He is watching while they are in peace, for they know when the shepherd is nigh.
The Sick Rose, by William Blake. A rose, thou art sick, the invisible worm that flies in the night and the howling storm has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. The sky's an immortal tent built by the sons of loss, by William Blake. The sky's an immortal tent built by the sons of loss, and every space where the man views around his dwelling place, standing on his own roof or in his garden on a mount of 25 cubits in height, such a space is his universe. And on its verge the sun rises and sets, the clouds bow to meet the flat earth, and the sea in such an ordered space. The starry heavens reach no further, with their bent and set on all sides, where do poets turn on their valves of gold. If he moves his dwelling place, as heaven's also move wherever he goes, all his neighborhood bewail his loss. Such are the spaces called earth, and such its dimension. As to that false appearance which appears to the reasoner as of a globe rolling through voidness, it is the delusion of visual. The microscope knows not the office nor the telescope, will tire the radio of a spectator's organs, but leave objects untouched. For every space larger than a red globule of man's blood is visionary, and is created by the hammer of loss, and every space smaller than a globule of man's blood opens into eternity, of which this vegetable earth is but a shadow. The red globule is the unread sun by loss created, to measure time and space to mortal man every morning. The Smile, by William Blake. There is a smile of love, and there's a smile of deceit, and there's a smile of smiles, in which these two smiles meet. And there's a frown of hate, and there's a frown of disdain, and there's a frown of frowns, which you strive to forget in vain. For it sticks in the heart's deep core, and it sticks in the deep backbone, and no smile that ever was smiled, but only one smile alone. And it twixt the cradle and grave, and only one smile can be, but when it once is smiled, there's an end to all misery.
The Tiger, by William Blake. Tiger, tiger burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame a fearful symmetry? And what distant deeps or skies burned with fire of fine ice? On what wings dare he aspire, what a hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sneers of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what reed hand and what reed feet? What the hammer, what the chain, and what furnace was the brain? What the anvil, what reed grasp dared its deadly terrors clasp? And the stars threw down their spears, and watered heaven with their tears. Did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamp make thee? Tiger, tiger burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame the fearful symmetry?
Wildflower Song, by William Blake. As I wandered the forest the green leaves among, I heard a wildflower singing a song. I slept in the earth in the silent night, I murmured my fears and I felt delight. In the morning I went as rosy morn to seek for new joy, but oh, met with scorn. Three Things to Remember by William Blake. A robin redbreast in a cage puts all heaven in a rage. A skylark wounded on the wing doth make a chirp cheese to sing. You shall hurt the little wren, shall never be beloved by man. To Autumn by William Blake. O autumn, laden with fruit and strained with the blood of the grapes, pass not, but sit beneath my shady roof, where thou mayst rest and tune thy jolly voice to my fresh pipe, and all the daughters of the year shall dance. Sing now the lusty song of fruits and flowers. Whene'er bud opens her beauties to the sun, and love runs in her thrilling veins, blossoms hang round the brows of morning, and flourish down the bright cheek of modest eve, till clustering summer breaks forth into singing, and fevered clouds strew flowers around her head. The spirits of the air live on the smells of fruit, and joy with pinions light roves around the gardens or sits singing in the trees. Thus sang the jolly autumn as he sat, when Rose girded himself and over the bleak hills fled from our sight, but left his golden load. To Morning by William Blake. O holy Virgin, clad in purest white, unlock heaven's golden gates, and issue forth. Awake the dawn that sleeps in heaven, let light rise from the chambers of the east, and bring the honey dew that cometh on waking day. O radiant morning, salute the sun, rose like a huntsman to the chase, and with her basking feet appear upon our hills. To Sea by William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a white flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour.
To Spring by William Blake. O thou, with dew locks so locks down, o'er the clear windows of the morning, turn thine angel eyes upon our western isle, which in full choir hails the approach of spring. The hills tell each other, and the listening valleys hear. All our longing eyes are turned up to the bright pavilions. Issue forth, let the holy feet visit our clime. Come over the eastern hills, and let our winds kiss the perfumed garments. Let us taste the morn and evening breath. Scatter the pearls upon our love-sick land that mourns for we. O deck her forth with thy fair fingers, pour thy soft kisses on her bosom, and put the golden crown upon her languished head, whose modest trees were bound up for we.
To Summer by William Blake. O thou who passed through our valleys in thy strength, curb thy fierce steeds, allay the heat that flames from the largest nostrils. Thou, O summer, oft pitchest here thy golden tent, and oft beneath our oaks hast slept, while we beheld with joy thy ruddy limbs and flourishing hair. Beneath our thickest shades we oft have heard thy voice, when noon upon his velvet car rode over the deep of heaven. Beside our springs sat down, and in our mossy valleys, on some bank beside a river clear, throw thy silk draperies off, and rush into the stream. Our valleys laugh the summer in his pride. Our bards are famed to strike the silver wire, our youth are bolder than the southern swains, our maids fair in this sprightly dance. We lack not songs, nor instruments of joy, nor echoes sweet, nor waters clear as heaven, nor laurel wreaths against the sultry heat. To the Accuser, who is the god of this world, by William Blake. Truly, my Satan, thou art but a dunce, and hast not now the garment from the man, and the harlot was a virgin once, nor canst ever change Kate into Nan. O thou art a worshipper, the name is divine of Jesus Jehovah, thou art still, the son of morn in the very night's decline, the lost traveller's dream under the hill. To the Evening Star by William Blake. Thou fair-haired angel of evening, now whilst the sun rests on the mountains, light thy bright torch of love, thy radiant crown put on and smile upon our evening bed. Smile on our loves, and while thou drawest the blue curtains of the sky, scatter thy silver dew on every flower that shuts its sweet eyes in timely sleep. Let thy west wing sleep on the lake, speak silence with her glimmering eyes, and wash the dusk with silver. Soon, full soon, dost thou withdraw, when the wolf rages white, and the lion glares through the dun forest. The fleeces of our flocks are covered with thy sacred dew. Protect with them with thine influence. To Winter by William Blake. O winter, bare thine adamantine doors, the north is wine, where hast thou built thy dark, deep-founded habitation. Shake not thy roofs, nor bend thy pillars with thine iron car. Hears me not, but over the yawning deep rides heavy, his storms unchained, shadeth and ribbled steel. I dare not lift mine eyes, for he hath reared his sceptre over the world. Lo, now the direful monster, whose 1,000 skin clings to his strong bones, strides over the groaning rocks. He withers all in silence, and in his hand unclothes the earth, and freezes up frail life. He takes his seat upon the cliffs, the marina cries in vain. Poor little wretch, that deals with storms, till heaven smiles and the monster is driven yelling to his caves beneath Mount Hecla. When my mother died, I was very young, by William Blake. When my mother died I was very young, and my father sold me while yet my tongue could scarcely cry. Weep, 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 so your chimneys I sweep, and in sooth I sleep. As little Tom the Creo cried when his head, but curled like a lamb's back, was shaved. So I said, Hush, Tom, never mind it, for when your head's bare, you know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair. And so he was quiet, and that very night, as Tom was sleeping, he had such a sight, that thousands of sweepers, Joe, Ned, and Jack, were all on them locked up in coffins of black. And by came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins and let them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing, they ran, and was in a river and shone in the sun. The naked and white, all the bags left behind, were wise upon clouds and sport in the wind. And the angel told Tom, if he'd be a good boy, he'd have God for his father, and never want joy. And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got with our bags and our brushes to work. When the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm, so for all do their duty, they need not fear harm. Why should I care for the man of Thames, by William Blake? Why should I care for the man of Thames, over cheating waves of chartered streams, or shrink at the little blasts of fear the highway blows into my ear? Or born on the cheating banks of Thames, to his water bath of my infant limbs, where higher shall wash his stains for me, I was born a slave, but I go to be free.
You don't believe, by William Blake. You don't believe, I won't attempt to make you. You are asleep, I won't attempt to wake you. Sleep on, while in your pleasant dreams of reason you may drink of life's clear streams. Reason and Newton were quite two things, for so the swallow and the sparrow sings. Reason says miracle, Newton says doped. Aye, that's the way to make all nature out. Doped, and don't believe without experiment. That is the very thing that Jesus meant when he said, only believe and try, and never mind the reason why.